We're on day 38 of our 60-day healing journey to establish inner union. We did the work to stop being a people pleaser, overgiving and oversharing. Then we started forming healthy boundaries by learning how to say no from a space of love. Now we're working on the inner union, learning how to trust ourselves so that when we make decisions, we are making them because we want to, because our self is guiding us and not being guided by outside sources. So we're on day 38. And the affirmation for today is, I honor myself through my choices. I honor myself through my choices. I put myself first when I make decisions. How many steps are you taking before you make a decision? Do you make a decision and then change your mind immediately after because you factor in, what is this person going to say? How is this going to look? I don't want to be judged. Am I looking loyal? All these different things that you can let run through your mind. How is someone else going to like this idea? How am I going to look in front of people? Are they going to think I look too fat? Are they going to think I look too skinny? How many thoughts are you having go through your mind before you make a decision that you want? So then my question is, are you doing the things that you love to do? Are you honoring yourself that's guiding you and making decisions? Are you honoring the part of you that is attracted to certain things? Are you attracted to colorful clothes, but you let yourself look dull because you don't want to stand out? You don't want people to look at you. You don't want to be, you don't want your energy to be so big. So are you like silencing parts of yourself? Are you pressing parts of yourself down? Or are you honoring who you truly are when you're making choices and decisions? Because this is our life. And as long as we're living, shouldn't we be doing the things that we love? Shouldn't we be getting fulfillment out of life while we're here? Shouldn't we be? Isn't that one of the points of us being here? Because if we're saying, no, I don't deserve this, da 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 da, you're essentially attracting all of these negative things that keep coming to you because of the way you think about yourself. You have to honor yourself when making choices and decisions. You have to put yourself first. That doesn't mean that you are hurting other people or that you are, doing something negative by putting yourself first. I'm saying that your thoughts matter. And if you are having a choice, if you're making a choice because of internally, you yourself and I want to make that choice, then why are you second guessing yourself because of other people? Why does that come before your choice? We are the closest thing to ourselves, not other people. This is the point of this journey, creating this inner union. Because see, once you really have an inner union and you start putting yourself first and you start understanding who you are and remembering who you are, putting your pieces together, activating parts of your DNA that might have been dormant. When you start to do this, you start to pull in. Now, you're already pulling in anyway because we're just magnetic beings. But when you really get into alignment with who you are and you're okay with who you are, imagine what you will bring into your life. All of the things that you may have wanted, you'll be able to walk in purpose now, with authority, because you have alignment. And that alignment will bring in the things that are connected to who you are energetically. So that's our affirmation. I honor myself through my choices. I'm okay with the decisions that I make. I'm not going back, rethinking it 100 times because myself said that I wasn't okay with this, so I had to listen to self. Myself said that this was good for me, so I listened to self. Like, if there are tests that you can do, natural tests, where your body tells you that you are attracted to a food, a person, an environment. There are different things that you could do physically. I think I spoke about this on another video, where your body actually tells you. Your body is intelligent. Your body tells you when something is right or wrong. Your chest starts to get tight. And not just externally your body, but your spirit, the internal part of you tells you. But sometimes you got to be patient and just allow a little bit of time to, if you're not able to understand immediately. But you got to have a closer relationship with ourselves where we are actually knowing when something positive is coming up, when something negative. We got to know that about ourselves and stop trying to figure ourselves out. We spend a lot of time trying to figure everybody else. What is she doing? What is he doing? Why his hair look like that? Why her hair look like? We do too much trying to figure out other people when we can invest that same energy in ourselves and understand who we truly are. And when we start to learn us, we will know what's best for us. We won't even make decisions that are in alignment with who we are because we will know that immediately. Immediately, it will knock you off balance. And you will know this is not me honoring my choices and my core values. I have to be real with myself. You can lie to somebody all day long, but are you lying to yourself? That's the important thing. Lying to yourself causes so much confusion in your life. And you start sending out this mixed signal, and things start coming into your life that are full of confusion because you don't have clarity. You're not listening to yourself. So that's our affirmation. The somatic practice is upright, relaxed posture. So we're going to sit upright, relax though, because when we're thinking about this, how our bodies are aligned. Our bodies are aligned in an upright position. And a lot of times we are slouching down. We need to get into the pattern of sitting up straight because that's in alignment with making good decisions. That's in alignment with doing the best things, being strong. That's in alignment with that. You know, it's like you're sending out a signal to other people that are reading you as well. But not only that, but for yourself. When you sit up, it feels like, okay, I'm more on point versus slouching down, whatever. Your body isn't strong. Your digestive system can't even work properly when you're slouching all the time. The energy in your body isn't flowing properly because you're slouching. You have to be in an upright position. You don't have to be tense, but just in an upright position where you allow your body to do what it needs to do. Your nervous system is more calm in that way too. And we have to get into regulating our nervous systems because there's so much happening in the world that will keep you bouncing off all the walls. But you have to have a regulated nervous system so that you are not in survival mode anymore, so that you can speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, and it's okay. It's not the same effect as you working from a survival mode. So the somatic practice is upright, relaxed posture. Now the visualization for today is visualize actions reflecting self-respect. So visualize your actions. What actions do you have to take that make you feel proud of yourself, that make you feel respected? What does that look like? If you have a hard time figuring that out, then think about what actions other people do that make you have respect for them, and then do it. Just use those actions. If that's what you see self-respect as, then you should be embodying that for yourself. You should be doing that for yourself. So what actions can you take that in your mind says that you're representing or showing self-respect for yourself? You know, we got to have a relationship with ourselves that we think that we should have with other people. The same relationship we want from other people, we should have that with ourselves. The same way we want people to stand up for us, we should stand up for ourselves. We want people to provide for us, we should provide for ourselves. We want people to give us information, we should give information for ourselves. We have to stop being so dependent on other people to fill our voids and fill our needs, and we have to start doing this for ourselves. It starts at home. Charity starts at home. Because if there is something very important that you need to do, and you have to wait for somebody else to do it for you, how is it going to get done when you could just come into action and try to do it for yourself? So we got to start being the providers for ourselves, truly being the providers for ourselves. What actions reflect self-respect? We're going to visualize that. The journal prompt is, where do my actions contradict my needs? Where do my actions contradict my needs? Are you saying one thing and doing another? I was doing this a lot at work, saying that I'm not going to work late because I need more rest. And when I say late, I was working like super late. So I really cut back on this. But I would want to just, don't want to let somebody else down. And so now I'm taking extra clients, etc., because I don't want other people to feel like I'm not, addressing their needs. I had to get out of this mindset. And believe me, after getting out of the mindset, things still worked out for me. Matter of fact, they worked out better when I started to put myself first. Because when you don't put yourself first and you contradict your needs, your feelings will end up being hurt. You end up forming resentment for people because you're like, they don't respect my needs. They're not aware of what I want. But truly, is it their job to do that for you, to self-regulate, to regulate your life? Isn't it our job to do that for ourselves? So like, where are you contradicting your needs? Do you need a trip or vacation and you just won't allow yourself because you're like, if I go, then, nobody will be here to do my job. Nobody will be here to fill in for me. Things won't get done. Are you serious? That's not the truth. At the end of the day, if you're not there, it's going to get done. And if you plan ahead, guess what? You could probably get it done and still go on your trip. It's all about how we think about it. How do we think about things? What do you need that you're contradicting? Do you need some quiet time? Do you need a better job, a better career, and you just won't take it because you're like, when I leave here, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that I just said, the same scenario, except for with the job. Like, how often are you contradicting you're saying one thing and you're doing different? This is what I need in a relationship. And then you're accepting something totally different. You're saying that it's okay to treat me any kind of way. You're not speaking up for yourself. You're just allowing, you're talking trash. Basically, this is what it is. You're talking trash in your head about a situation, and then you allow it to happen anyway. So this shows that we don't have a good relationship with ourselves when we allow stuff like that to happen. Because when you have a real, true relationship with yourself, you guard yourself like you guarding your child. You protect your inner child, your inner peace. You say no when you need to say no. You just don't allow someone to violate. So we have to start treating ourselves like we would treat ourselves if we was another person. If we were a child, we have to protect our inner child all the time. Make sure that inner child is safe. So where are your actions contradicting your needs? The practice is adjust one action to support yourself. So adjust one thing to support yourself. So that means, like I gave the example earlier about me staying late at work. That adjustment would be me saying, no, I can't work past this time. Everybody has to make an adjustment, right? It's not fair for me to be the one that has to overgive, right? Shouldn't we all be giving to each other if we're working with someone else? Shouldn't there be reciprocity? I shouldn't be the one pouring everything into someone else's cup. Shouldn't they be reciprocating back to me? I shouldn't give all of my energy to my job till I'm drained. And I'm not saying for you to quit your job or whatever, but I'm just giving this as an example. And the job not being reciprocated. So I'm just working myself to the bone and I'm not getting what I need out of life. Because whether we realize it or not, well, let's say some of us are so much of a loop in a pattern that we're not understanding and realizing what's happening. And days are passing, weeks are passing, months are passing, and we're still in this pattern of giving, and not receiving. We got stuck in a survival mode, and we're not being fulfilled. So we have to evaluate where this is happening in our life and make the necessary adjustments. So we got to adjust one action today that will support me. Just one thing that's going to support you. The holistic tip is stretch your arms and shoulders. So we're just doing stretches. We want to regulate our nervous system again, Nervous system regulation is so important. So important. It takes you out of survival mode. So now you're aware of what's happening. You feel when your body is off, when those shifts happen. So now you're not just automatically responding, saying yes, okay, whatever, so that somebody else can be okay. When you're regulating your nervous system, you're more aware of your environment. You're more aware of how your body feels when you come in contact of other people with other people. So it's very important so that you can get out of that survival mode and not just respond because it's just a habit of responding every day. Some things we need to, when we regulate our nervous system, we may notice like this is not comfortable for me. It's your body saying it's not comfortable. Your inner self, that inner voice starts speaking louder. It's not comfortable for me. So I need to make some changes. And then it shifts. As soon as you recognize that, that's where the shift happens. Because now you can't go back. It's like you can't unsee what you already saw. And so things start to move in that direction if you allow it to. So these changes are necessary for growth. We get comfortable, but growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It just doesn't. You have to get a little bit uncomfortable in order to grow. Just look at the caterpillar and how the caterpillar has to go through a process to turn into a butterfly. It's just all a part of a process. It looks hard, but look what's happening. Same with childbirth. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing. But what comes from that? A beautiful baby. So you have to allow yourself to expand and grow. And that growth is uncomfortable sometimes. But look what happens in the process. You know, we don't always do everything that we feel comfortable doing. I wouldn't be on this video if that was the case for me. I have to push myself to the next limit because why? My inner self led me to this place. It's not about the likes. It ain't about the subscribers. But I had an inner calling to do something and I have to be obedient to that no matter how comfortable it is. And the more I do it, I understand why. I see what it's doing for me. It's not about me trying to make people listen to me or understand what I'm saying, but I'm being obedient to what I was being led to do. And I also see why I was, because it's doing something for me. So the things we're doing are changing us in a great way if we allow it to. If we allow. And again, that growth is uncomfortable. So back to the holistic tip, we're going to be doing some stretches. Stretching your arms and your shoulders, allowing yourself to get some movement and flexibility in the body, taking some of the tense and the tenseness and anxiety off of you so that you're able to relax, and maybe you have a better sleep tonight because you were able to actually do some stretches. So that's our holistic tip. I will see you tomorrow. I hope everyone is well. Peace and love. Mwah.